Hello everyone and welcome to Stitching Ain't Easy. My name is Ashley. Thank y'all so very much for joining me today. Alright, so if you're new, hello, how are you? I hope you guys are doing well. Thank you for stopping by. If you've been here, hello, how are you guys? I hope everyone's doing well. So, I feel like you probably can hear it. There's currently a winter storm happening outside. It is sleeting and snowing and ice and gross. As I've mentioned many times, I am a summer kid. And there's this. So, yeah. So, ew. It's pretty funny because I'm doing the, temperature blanket, but mine's going to be a sweater. And I thought about doing a day for, or a color for, like, if it rains or if it snows or ices. I was like, no, that's silly, because there'll only be like a couple of those throughout it, and forget it. We're in January still, and already I could have used, say, that white metallic yarn for snow 3 times. I live in Oklahoma. That's crazy. So, yeah. Well, 3 separate times. Probably for a couple of days there, because there was still snow and whatever. I guess it doesn't really count. Maybe it's just cold that next day, but gross. Alright, so anyway, I thought we would come on here and talk about something fun and happy, and why not? Just because. So, I have a few of my favorite things, which would be hooks. I don't know if it's gonna be a new series, a new deal. Last night, it was like one of those whenever you're just like almost asleep, that little like right before you drift into sleep when your ideas, like your good ideas come in, and I was just like, why have I not done that? Like, you know, just express to y'all, I suppose, my adoration for my favorite things, such as my favorite hooks, my favorite type of stitch markers, like clips or, you know, whatever. My favorite yarn, which if you guys have been here, I feel like you know most of these things, but just little things like that maybe, I don't know, just like a fun conversation. I was like, why have I not done that yet? And so, hello, I hope you all can hear me over the crazy, crazy weather. Jack Frost is outside for sure. Anyway, so a few of my favorite things, crochet hooks. So, alright, let's just get on into it, I suppose. In case you're wondering, at any point during this, these are my, this is my yarn bag that has my, like, bulky yarn for my amigurumi that I've been working on. I did a how many amigurumi can I make in 24 hours, and I need to post the rest of that for you guys. I haven't found the second half of that video, but just kind of like the knitting machine thing. And then these are all of the things that I've made so far in the knitting machine. So I love that thing so much. It is amazing. Just saying, my cool little gnome bag holding all of our things for knitting, in case you're like, what is this pile of stuff? Alright, so I told last time that maybe I should make a backdrop, but this way you guys know I'm like working on stuff and I'm real, I guess, so that's something. Alright, anyway, on to a few of my favorite things. So, alright, so I just thought this would be kind of fun, kind of different. I'm going to start off on ones that I'm just going to be honest, maybe it's not a favorite thing. Now that that's behind me, I'm afraid I'm sticking my hair right in it. So, I have mentioned before that most of my family crochets. My grandma's and my aunt and my mama all crochets. And so whenever I was younger, like everyone that I can remember anyway, as far as I can remember, used like Boy or Susan Bates hooks, like just metal hooks. And so that's what I learned on. I have so many metal hooks, it's not even funny. Right now they're all in Bee's room in a little container because she's going to make clay ends for them. I've said this for a while now, we still just haven't made it to that point. But anywho, yeah, but I was like raised on Boy and Susan Bates, like the metal, I guess mostly Boy hooks, honestly, is probably what they were. That's what this one is. But yeah, just like a metal hook. And now that I like crochet like I do not like these at all. I do not like them, Sam I am. I do not like them in a boat. I do not like them with a goat. Like, it doesn't matter where. I do not like them anywhere. Okay? So, I don't like them. because to me, like, I crochet differently than a lot of people. I hold my hook differently than a lot of people. I've been told this. Anyway, but whenever I'm crocheting, it rubs right here on my hand and it starts to hurt after not very long at all. After a few rows, and I'm just like, I'm over this hook. So I like my hooks to be a little bit longer. Honestly, I like the plastic ones, which we'll get to. You'll know. But anyway, the metal ones, though, I'm going to say are my least favorite. Like, if I had to use them, I'm still going to crochet. So, I mean, I would, but I'd rather not, you know. So, alright, so there's that. Then, next up, most of these have been Happy Mails, because you guys are too good to me. I'm trying to scoot them where they're not going to all roll off, but I'm not so sure that that's a thing. So, next up would be my Furls hooks. I like a Furls hook, which I was kind of shocked about, to be quite honest. I have this one and I have a burgundy one. I guess my oil is right here, isn't it? It is? Alright. So, anyway, I'm kicking you there. Sorry about that. So, I have these two, so that are Happy Mail, that are so beautiful. They're just like glitter, shimmery. And one is an H and one is an I. My favorite size hook is a 5.5 millimeter or an I. That's my favorite. If I can use a project and use that, or make a project to use that hook, golden. As far as like amigurumi, I like to use Bernat blanket yarn, and I like a 9 millimeter hook. So, but for anything else, 5.5 preferably. So I have a 5 millimeter and a 5.5 millimeter. Those, like I said, both of these are Happy Mail, but I do like these. They are metal ends, which is wild to me that I like them, but they're not metal. Like the hooks are metal, but you know, the handle isn't. And so these go longer on my hand and miss this part. So I like that. So I don't mind these at all. Although with Furls hooks, these would be not in the front of the line as far as Furls hooks go, because personally I prefer these. So I like a plastic hook. So these are the Furls, I want to say Odyssey. I'm sure that's completely wrong, so I'm not going to say it. I know that there's a Furls Odyssey. For whatever reason, that just popped in my head. I don't think that's these, so just ignore all of that. Whatever, just jumped into my hippocampus. I don't know where that was from, so anyway. But yeah, this is, let's see, Furls, this is a 5.5 or an I. I mean, is it not just beautiful? Let's just get myself out of here so it can have its moment. My goodness. My goodness. Okay. So this is a 5.5, and this one is an 8 millimeter, or an M. Aren't they pretty? This looks like watercolor. So I use this one for amigurumi as well. So I like a 9 millimeter, and I'll show you which one I prefer here in just a second. But I like these a whole lot. Like I said, they are definitely longer. They go way past that spot on my hand. I'm here for that. So I really, really, really like these. My only thing that I would say that I don't like, that's the one thing that's probably holding them back from being my favorite, is just they're kind of like not really sharp, but just this little extra edge right here. I don't like how sometimes my yarn will get caught on that. So I mean, you guys can see how it's kind of a little extra point. It's nothing, you know, to yar home about, you know what I mean? But no reason to make a fuss about it, but I just, that extra little, every now and then, that it kind of catches, and I'm just not really here for that, but, okay. Super careful with the resin hooks. These, I said plastic, these are not plastic, these are resin. But I like that, like, not metal feel, so just like that softer, I like that a whole lot. Okay, this one, y'all have to tell me, because once again was a Happy Mail. I got this with a little Harry Potter-esque gnome, little wizard type gnome, and Happy Mail from beautiful, beautiful friend that spoils me more than I could ever tell you guys. So this is a 5.5 as well, because y'all know me, and I'm pretty sure this is a Furls. I'm not positive though. I guess I could have looked that up, but I haven't. We've met. But I love this one. I love this one. Same thing. Whenever I got it, I was like, that is way cool. I feel like this is probably more of like a decorative item. Like, I'm afraid to use it anytime I use it. I'm just going to tell y'all. Secret time. Okay? But I love this one so much. And it honestly has the same thing where it's just sharper right here, but it's so light that is irrelevant news. This is irrelevant in the scheme of things. I love how it fits in my hand. It's just like this, I guess maybe because it's bigger even. I'm kind of wondering that, and especially here, once again in a second, whenever I get to that dang 9mm hook, I'll show you guys, but just like the bigger grip. I wonder if it's like that, like the big Crayola crowns, like that's more what I'm into. It's kind of one of those things I'm just learning. Just kidding. But I really like the bigger grip. I guess how light it is. That would be my only complaint, but it's irrelevant in comparison to everything else. The other ones, for whatever reason, I feel like it's okay. I can yar about those because it's a metal hook. I don't know why. Or not a metal hook, but the resin ones. It's like, well, you know, but this is wood. I feel like that kind of makes sense for it to be a little pointy. I don't know, but I love this one so much. So this is like one of my top 3. It's very Stranger Things, Dustin and the Three Musketeers. It's one of my top 3. So anyway, okay. Then my favorites. If y'all have been here, you're probably not going to be surprised in the slightest. I'll give you a little spoiler alert for my future endeavors in this whole thing. Like my favorite yarn, Hobby Lobby. Now we know. But my favorite hooks, also ... Hobby Lobby. So it's just, it is what it is. Those are my favorite. So my second to first is the second place. These are, I'm pretty sure, I think these are Yarnology. I'm honestly not positive what the brand is. I know that they're Hobby Lobby exclusives, but this is my 9mm, but they have several sizes in this, not all of the sizes, but several sizes in these, where it's like a rubber handle. See, it's kind of thicker, not as thick and glorious as this one, but it's thicker, and it feels better in my hand. I don't know why. I like the rubber grip. That is amazing. I love this hook so much. But yeah, I want to say Yarnology, but I really don't think that's right. But it looks tie-dye. How fun is that? So I have this one. I have a 6mm in this size, and that's all that I have. So I need to like stock up on these because I mean, it's just squish and comfort, and I'm here for comfort. Like whenever I look at clothes, like I'll look at if they're cute and whatever. Whether it's soft is like how I decide if I'm going to purchase something. Like I need things to be soft and comfortable and squishy, and so here for that in a crochet hook, just saying. So this is my second favorite for sure. I love these. However, it's not quite my first. It's funny too because I was just discussing like the bigger size, you know how I like them, a big Crayola crown type thing. This one is really not, but this is my very favorite hook. Any of these I have. This is indeed a Yarnology hook. Let's see, this is a 5.5 or an I, which I knew that. I have a 4mm, a 5mm, I have an 8 and a 9. The 9 is orange. The 5 is red, just in case that matters, but the orange one is a 9mm like this one, and I honestly probably like this version better than this one. I didn't bring it just because we're just comparing, like, you know, apples to apples. So yeah, as far as hooks all the way around, this one's my favorite. This is the Yarnology. It's just like a luxury hook is what it's called. It's just, I mean, kind of rubbery-ish on here. It looks, it's been loved, but it's like rubberish on here, but it's not as squishy as this one. This one is just like squish, but it's just, I love how it's like the ergonomical thing, maybe, I don't know, but just how it's shaped, how it's all of those things. It fits perfectly in my hand. I love that it's plastic. I love this thing. Also, Dollar Tree. Who'd have thunk it? I know. $1.25. They have some pretty decent plastic hooks for, you know, they used to be 50 cents a piece, but anyway. So, they're alright. They're not my favorite, obviously, but I mean in a crunch. So I like a plastic hook. But these are definitely my top two. So anything that's the Yarnology, the luxury Yarnology hook, and then this one. So yeah. So I have several of these. Every time I go to Hobby Lobby, I try to find one of these to purchase, and this is the only one I could find for this video. So hey, how you doing? That's why I purchase one every time, because I'll put it in a project bag or with a project or whatever, and I tried really hard for a long time not to do that, but I've been doing that a lot more lately, and I will just like have 0 hooks, and that is not a fun time. Didn't know if you knew that. Kind of integral to crocheting. It's a pretty crucial part of crocheting. So anyway, but yes, so this is my favorite. Number 1, camera 1. Camera 2, camera 3, not gonna look hard over, camera 4, camera 5, there are 5 cameras, but you know, hey, and then in a crunch, like if I had to, and there wasn't anything else, which I've had to do before. They're there to save the day, just in case, but otherwise. Okay, so these are a few of my favorite things. Crochet hook version. So yeah. So if you've not tried a furls and you like a longer, I mean, maybe that's not why most people like them. Maybe it's because they're longer. I'm sure there's a million different reasons why people prefer furls, because it's a pretty big thing. Kind of like a boy or a Susan Bates. I feel like that's a pretty hot ticket because a lot of people sure like them. So if you've not tried a furls, they're pretty fantastic, and I love, I mean, aren't they just, oh, they're so pretty. I mean, it's like art. They're like little pieces of art. And they go right here. And the Winnie the Pooh thing. I do this with the hook still in my hand. That's kind of silly, but my Winnie the Pooh and Tigger too. Piglet as well. But anyway, little mailbox. That's where my hook's all set. But yeah, like I said, these are both Hobby Lobby. I am pretty sure this is the furls. I love it so much, though. I really do. So, which is just kind of wild, because like, so whenever I got it, I was like, okay, that's for decoration. And then I used it. It was like, oh, I love that. And then this is what I used in the Crochet-tober blanket that I never finished. But hey, there's always next October, right? Okay. So anyway. But yeah, this one is amazing. So, top 3 right here for sure. So let me know down below if, like, what your favorite hook is, if it's any of these, if you've tried any of these, if you're curious about any of these. Do you prefer metal, a resin, a plastic, a rubber one? Like, there's really cool that the ones are kind of like rubbery. I like that, and it's tie-dye, so that's pretty fun. So anyway, but yeah, I just thought I would share that with y'all. I don't know, just a few ideas I have. I sound like Yoda. A few ideas I have. Anyway, yeah, for this series, for just some of my favorite things that I, tools that I use to crochet. I have favorite whip bags for sure. Like I said, I have favorite yarn, favorite stitch markers. Obviously, I have favorite pouches even that are like my project bags, and a way to carry those that I have like a favorite way to do, like to put all the things, so I have all the things inside of a project bag. So I feel like we can make a really fun deal out of this. I don't know, we'll see how it goes. This could be the only one. Once again, we've met, who's to say? So alright, so either way, I thank you all so very much for listening to me. Thank you. I hope you all have a wonderfully blessed day. Please stay safe. And I'll talk to y'all very soon.